It's like 9:30 here in Phoenix. It's hot out, but it looks really, really nice. And I am doing um, a live stream with no notice. So, let's see how it goes out, how it works. I am going to be doing a product review on, um, yeah, I'm in bed. I'm in bed because I am tired. My back hurts, and I don't want to sit up on my couch. Whatever. Anywho, I am going to do a product review on these hose that I got. They're Jobst, I don't know how to pronounce it, Jobst Relief Medical Compression Stockings for men and women. Yeah, welcome aboard. Thank you for being here. And I did a shorts video on how long it took me to put it on, and I don't know what happened to it. Maybe it's on Filmora. Maybe it's on Canva. Maybe I purged it. I don't know where it's at. So I'm going to do another one. It won't be as exciting. So these are the 3040s. And it took me almost 7 minutes to put them on. And now I don't. Now I feel a little bit bad or I understand better and feel a little bit bad about why my mother would never put them on. My mother was really, really overweight, and she had extreme edema, and which I'll go over in a bit. And she was quite a bit overweight, and when she was supposed to start wearing them, she was about 10 years older than me, and it was really hard for me to put it on. And I am overweight, but not to her extreme. But my belly isn't quite as big. It was really hard putting these suckers on. And you're supposed to put them on inside out. I don't even know how you do it. And you're not supposed to stretch on them, pull on them. And I did. And that was the only way I could get them on. Hey, thanks for joining. I'll repeat myself several times. And in order to let the product, here's the product. Look at the exciting color. In order for the product to last longer, you're not supposed to pull them on. And actually, there are gloves that come with some brands, not with this brand, which is this one, Shops. I forget how much this was. It was probably at least $50, and I got it from eBay. So I think it was probably actually more than this. And I wish I would have bought these to begin with. I have tried probably 5 different brands. These are the best for me. I'm going to say for everybody. So there. Physician recommended. Anyway, in order for your product to, hi, hello, hi everybody. How are you today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just, just popping on here for some dopamine. Thank you. Dopamine is, you guys make me feel good when you watch me talk. Thank you. And plus, I want to just do a review for anybody who has the first, if you have mild edema, and I am not a medical professional, even though I think that I am. And, oh, hi. And don't forget to subscribe before you go. Make my dream of never leaving my house again come true. Is this a sober dream? I don't know. If you want it to be a sober dream, it can be. Yeah. I'm going to say that edema comes in 4 different levels. 1, mild edema, which means that your legs swell during the day. And after you lay down for a while, then the swelling will go away because your heart can then pump it out of your extremities. Then number 2 is it doesn't go away for maybe a couple of days. So you're just walking around with your legs kind of swollen. 3, your legs are going to start to, your extremity, you're going to get it in your fingers, which is not a good sign. You are, I don't know what that is. That sounds pretty exotic to me. And then the worst case is going to be when your legs start weeping, which is when you push on your legs and you are holding so much water in your legs that it will come out, it will weep. And there's obviously if you want to see the different levels of edema, you can go online and look that up. So, and then a lot of times pregnant women know that sometimes you are told by your doctor to wear, we call them support hose. I'm from Ohio, from the East Coast, where women did not walk around with naked legs. Even in the summertime, you were always wearing hosiery. And those kind of support hose you could just buy. It's like legs, Legg, eggs, comes in egg or whatever. But these are medical compression and they're really super tight around your ankle. And it helps to mimic your muscles to help your heart, whatever, get the fluid back up. So usually you don't have edema unless you have some kind of heart condition, which I have. Mirror didn't break, they just multiply. Okay, yeah, I'm going to say, I don't know what you're talking about, Isaac, but, thank you for participating. So again, I bought these. It took me like 6 minutes to put them on. I did have to stretch them to get them on, which we'll just wear the product out. Here's the foot. It's a nice foot. And here's the toe. It's a nice toe, because I also have a bundle of nerves in both of my feet that if I put pressure on my, all kinds of notices here. Come on, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here, compression. Look, you're old when you get compression messages. What? Oh, and these, I'm really short. I'm 5 feet tall, and my waist is the biggest part of my belly from my under bust to hips is 42 inches. I'm 5 feet tall, and so long, which is 60 inches. So as long as that number is not equal to your height, it's supposed to be kind of okay for your heart. Once it gets bigger than your height, then you gotta do some stuff to make it smaller. Anyway, so these did not fall down when I wore them, which is I was having a problem with them falling down and then having to pull them up so that it wasn't tight around my ankle. And I cannot wear knee highs because I'm too short. And the knee highs, these aren't even petite, and they fit me fine. If you're wearing compression stockings and it's tight around your calf below your knee, it's defeating the purpose of the hosiery. So I used to wear them and then double it over, and then my legs would still swell, and that's the reason why. So I would suggest you buy these if you have been suggested by your doctor, and if you can, buy more than one pair, because it's kind of a pain to wash them by hand. I don't even wash them by hand. I put them in a garment bag, put it in the washing machine, and then I let it dry most of the way, and then I put it in the dryer. And the dryer actually will tighten up the fibers, but you got to be careful. So, like my mother had pitting edema, which is you could push on it and your thumbprint would stay there for a while and you collect water in it. It was really, and I could see why she would not put these on, because it was really, really hard to put on. And then when I took care of her before she died, what we would do is just medicate her. The nurse would come, and there was medication for her legs so she wouldn't get a wound. But she had wounds on her legs from this, and then wrapped with ace bandages. And the ace bandages helped a bit. But I used to use the ace bandages before I got the hosiery, but it's better off. So here's Jobs. It even comes with a booklet. Look how thick it is. But that's because it's in multiple languages. And it tells you exactly how to put them on. And if anyone knows how to put these on inside out, I have not looked up how to do that. I am super impatient. But I don't even know how you're supposed to do that. It's so tight around the ankle. And then also, once you start wearing this kind of stuff, you got to add 10 minutes to your morning routine. It's not like when you're a young person, you just put on a pair of pants and then throw a shirt on and then leave the house. So that's my thing about the hosiery. Oh, it comes with a little underwear thing in it so that you can, go without underwear. I always wear mine with underwear though. Okay. All right, one of my cats is back. She was upset because I sneezed with her. That's why she left. She was supposed to do this live stream with me. She's a little sketchy. She doesn't always hold up her end of the bar. Are you going to come up here now? You going to come up? You going to come up? Oh, my God. Okay. Anyway, Okay, so I don't see a lot of chat in here, and that's fine. That's good. I'm probably gonna take this and chop it into a short because I don't like to edit. And I already did a video on putting these on, but this was the job, the product review. And also, when I came out, here's the final part, which I probably should have said before. The final part is when I did take them off, my legs were not swollen at all. So I do have, like I said, mild edema, even though my hypertension is under control. I take a very low dose of Orstatin or something, and a water pill. But I still will get edema, and because I am self-diagnosed, but my mom had it, my grandmother had it. It's congestive heart failure. I don't know if it's congestive, but I do know that I cannot lift anything very heavy for very long or move stuff around, or I will just be exhausting. And if I try to run, I can't even talk, so that's not good. All right, and then here's my hair. It's growing out. All right, loves. Well, I think I'm gonna go, and then I will probably come back on later. I lost the bottom to this little stand that I usually use. I don't know where it is in the house. I'm gonna have to look for it, and I'll probably do another live stream in the afternoon, more about my crochet, or about why I quit substitute teaching. Dun dun dun. Okay, wait. Do you enjoy married men? No, I don't enjoy married men. Mike, how dare you? How dare you? Mike of the Sun, how dare you? I enjoy married men from afar. If they seem like they're a good husband, then I'm like, right on, that's a good man. I'm a widow, and I had a good husband, and I'm sure that there are plenty of women who would have liked a relationship with him, but he did not step outside of the marriage, and so there we go. Okay, so I don't know. I need more ideas for this. I just kind of put this on real fast. And it's weird. I could in the ticker for YouTube is sometimes it'll show that there's nobody on here. Sometimes it shows, like right now it says there's 3 people on here. So I don't know how popular this is. I don't want to start talking about why I stopped substitute teaching, because I'm going to put that in a different stream with a different notes or whatever in the thing. So, yeah. Another message that's been helpful review. Okay, well, I wonder what kind of filth was in that. Not that kind of stream. This is a G-rated stream, so keep that in mind. All right, I am deciding, if anyone is watching, if you would put a comment in there about something that you would like me to talk about. And I can talk about anything, because if I don't know something about it, I'll say I don't know something about it, or I'll completely make something up. Just joking. I'm not joking. I'm not joking at all. Okay. Hi, Yaneth. How are you? Yaneth, that sounds like an interesting name. The little, I'm doing this from my phone, and the little, I forgot what the word is. The little circle with your face in there is too small for me to really see anything. But hey, how's it going, man? How's it going? I'm just at home in my depression apartment. I'm going to sit up now. How are you? I'm doing okay, man. I'm going to put my shoes on because I'm having some problems with ants in my apartment. It's like a nightmare. Thank God it's a little teeny tiny ants, not the big crunchy kind. You know, when you step on them and you can hear the little crunchy sounds. Anyway, I put my shoes on. And how are you? How are you, Yana? Thank you for visiting my live stream. I know, right? I went in my kitchen. Oh my God, sorry for this close-up. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, that's a cat hammock, and there's no cat up there, obviously. She's on the floor. Help Help, oh. Help, oh. It's Corey. Hey, it's Corey. How's it going? I'm sorry that you need help. If you genuinely need help, you should hang up and call 911. You will receive no kind of timely help from this string. Anyway. No, I had one chocolate kiss in my cupboard above the upper cupboard. And I opened it up, and there was like 1,000 ants in there. And it was like, yes, oh, koi addict. Oh, how nice, 33. Yes. I am like 97% Italian, and I am. Oh, hi, Corey. You're not funny. Go away. Go away, or I'm going to put you in timeout, which I figured out how I could do. You know what the timeout is when someone puts you in timeout? It's a garbage can. So fitting. Just put you in the garbage can, and I could do that for 24 hours. So, yes, thank you. Thank you for commenting on the ants. Anyway, that was very upsetting. They were really going after this one little chocolate kiss I had in there. I did not have any chemicals to kill. I'm sorry you have ants. Don't say ants in your pants. It's not funny. It's not funny. Please, please, please. I am no longer a substitute teacher. I do not have to be nice to you little kids who come on here and ruin my stream. Okay? What do I do for lice? Lice needs to be treated with chemical and with that little comb. And you would be surprised at how many kids have lice at school when I, as a teacher, was not supposed to tell people that there was lice in the room, but of course I always did. Sometimes you can see the lice walking in their head because that's our public school system here in Arizona. Your kids could have lice and the school will never let you know anymore. Not your child. Someone in their room could have lice. Oh, my cats are fighting. Okay, let's see. Can I catch the live action fight? Oh, it's already over. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's really gross. I will answer this way. Janeth, I quit my substitute teaching on Thursday because students are products of our current parenting style, or should I say lack of parenting style, where parents who are horrible parents will then complain when you treat their little horribly behaved child with any kind of consequence. And they come to, it's just, and it's not all the students. It's not all the students. Anyway, so I was a substitute teacher here in Phoenix for the last 10 years. And now I will not be working because I am officially retired. So you go to school. What grade are you in? Are you in are you in university? We don't say that here in the United States. We would say, do you go to college? Oh, 10th grade. Right on, man. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Keep going. Keep going. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Coy. I'm sure I will. I hope. No, here, I don't know if it's okay, the United States is very big, and each of the states, it runs on its own set of rules. So it's not like a smaller country, and I don't know where you're at. And then even within different school districts. So one school district may say, you know what, we are not going to let, and it's kind of run by the nurses, I think. The nurses come to some kind of agreement, whatever nurse association is associated with schools, because in the last 10 years, it used to be that if someone had lice, you would send them to the nurse discreetly, or, without letting anybody know. Oh, you're in England. Okay. All right, very nice. Thank you for being here. And do you know how many American students or American young people do not know what language England speaks? Yeah, that's our. Anyway, you would send a student to the nurse. The nurse would say, okay, yeah, you got some head lice. And if they had it, they would give you a free kit or whatever to, do lice treatment at home. And then that student would go home, and they were not allowed to come back until they did not have any nits, N-I-T-S, or eggs. Then it changed to, and then everybody in the class would get checked. And then everyone would get a letter home. And now it has morphed into, you can go to the nurse, have a head full of lice, get sent home, and you could come back pretty much the next day, and no one will know. There's no letter home. There's no nothing, because sometimes it's what's called, yeah, it's pretty crappy here, I'll say. And because grades, there's too many peoples. There's too many people here to keep up with making sure that everyone understands the content before they get moved on. It's just, there's too many people. You can't fail everybody. You got to keep moving them along. That's why you have 8th graders who don't know how to read. Okay, anyway, going back to the lice, because sometimes it's a lifestyle choice. So if lice is horrible because you have to not just treat the person's head, you have to like do all your bedding and do all your clothes, and you got to do everything, and everybody in the household needs to be treated, and some people don't have the time or the resources to do it, and they're just like, yeah, you know what, you're just going to have lice, good luck. So if the NFL is referring to the National Football League, yeah, whatever, it's good or not. I do not watch any sports. Last time I watched the Olympics was in 1984 when I was in college. That was it. And I think it's because music videos came out, and music videos were so much more exciting than watching. I wish I would have watched this year's Olympics with a guy from Turkey, the shooter guy. That was just, man, that would have been cool. But yeah. Thank you for your wish on my retirement. So I can retire at age 60 here in the United States because I am a widow. My husband and I were married for more than a year, and I am not currently married, so I can retire, and my husband's benefits are pretty decent so that I can live off of his Social Security benefits. And then when I turn 67, I can collect my own, which I'm pretty sure is still going to be less than his. My husband was sick for a number of years, so I was underemployed for quite a few years, which all factors into how much you're going to get paid. Well, I was underemployed because I was taking care of him and the kids and blah, 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 story. I do have kids. I have 3 kids. My oldest daughter is 36, 30, and 28. We only have girls. 2 are married. One's in a serious relationship, and there are no grandchildren. And I can also afford to live off of the small amount of money I have, is because I do not have a car. And because of my health, I don't do anything. I would like to do something. Like this morning, I was thinking to myself, it would be nice. It would be really nice if I could go for a bike ride. Can't go for a bike ride because it's 100,000 degrees outside. I exaggerate slightly. Oh, I don't care. It would be okay if I was grandmother. My kids can choose whatever lifestyle they would like to choose. So, yeah. I wouldn't mind being a grandmother, but I do not stress my children at all to have grandkids for me. Like my family did. God. Anyway. Yep. All right, I was getting up to do something. What was I doing? I got up to... Okay. Why was I getting up? Oh my God, to be old. All right, so I'm going to walk through my very messy depression part. Well, it's depression and chronic fatigue. I have chronic fatigue, and when you have chronic fatigue and other various health problems, it makes it so that you don't do any activities. So it saves you a lot of money. So if you want to have a way to not spend money, just get a chronic health problem that prevents you from enjoying life to the fullest. I was also thinking of going out to a museum today, and I thought, oh, God. Sit in the car for 20 minutes, and my back will hurt. All right, what was I doing? I'm going to get up and go over here. I'm going to just walk around because my back is starting to hurt from sitting. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, my God, the bad lighting. Sorry. Oh, that was good lighting. Good lighting. Okay, all right. Okay, we're going in here. We're going to go in the living room. I'll just show you some of my crochet stuff if anyone's still here. I'm going to turn my camera. Wow, that's a lot of crochet stuff. I've done this before, and it's not... I don't know. All right, so my channel is called Crocheting into Retirement. And I thought for a while that I would not be able to fully retire and not work. But it looks like I'm going to be. I'm sorry, this is all very horrible camera angle. I'm so sorry. Hi, Sunny. Oh, Shana Sharma. Oh, there it is. Okay, I have a crack in my screen. All right, here I'm just going to go over some of my crochet stuff. This is, and if you're not interested, then that's fine too. Hi. Okay, this is called a moss stitch. Super, super easy. But then I made it more challenging by making it a chevron, and I was just kind of playing with colors. And I usually use this. I used to have a dresser. I put this across the top. And as you can see, I didn't weave in any of the ends on the back because nobody's supposed to see it. So that was fun. This is a sweater I made 10 years ago, and I actually wear it every year when it's cold enough here to wear it. Oops. When it's cold enough to, oh, Jesus. Sorry. I'm going to turn it over. You can see the colors on the back. Okay. Sorry. Again, I didn't prepare for this live stream. I just thought I better go on because I was starting to feel sad. And I thought, you know what, just do a quick live stream. Talk about your compression hose and stuff. So here it is. It's a very common pattern, and is, oh, thank you for saying they look nice. This is 10 years old. This was the first garment that I made for myself. And it's actually a teaching pattern. Or the colors, whenever the color changes, something happened in the pattern. And, okay, there's a cat meowing. She probably wants treats. Please subscribe to my channel. My cats are very spoiled from COVID still, from having expensive food, when it was hard to get food. It's a jacket I'm working on. There's really no rush to finish it. Barely we have time to wear a jacket here in Phoenix, maybe a month. I'm from a cold, here's the cat. Hi, how are you? No, it's too early, can't have any. There's my bike. It's my pedal assist bike. Yeah, okay. So this was I'm going to say my pink time. I'm just figuring out how to do these sleeves. I have part of my. All right. Oh, she must be on camera again. You want to be on camera? You want to say hi? Some people subscribe just to see the cats. Yeah. Okay. You want me to open the front door? Okay. What? Oh, I have chronic pain on my arms from fibromyalgia, so I usually don't wear any sleeves. All right, here is my closet of crochet stuff. So it's a little sloppy right now. All right, there's a sweater. Second sweater I made. I am too big for it now because I am 10 pounds bigger, maybe 15. There's my bike helmet, my 2 backup batteries. $600 for a battery. Hi. Okay. There's all my crochet stuff in here. And here are my large containers. I did a few videos on trying to sort all this stuff out. I've had a challenging, interesting life where everything is going fine and then a disaster happens and everything gets messy. Here's a purse I made. Let me move this out of the way. Little music for you. All right, here's a purse I made. This is about 10 years old also. And it's just a giant hat. And it is not done in the round. And I can see right here, there's a little hole forming. So I'm going to have to mend that. But other than this, it's held up pretty well. And it used to get washed once a week. So this has probably been washed probably 100 times. And thrown in the dryer. This kind of material, the acrylic yarns, are meant to go into the dryer. It will tighten up the fibers. Here's just a little random scarf that I made. Even though I don't wear scarves. So these are some projects. Yeah, and then this is the messy part. This was stuff I was going to take to school. My little coffee maker. Some cool erasers for the kids, but now I quit and I am not going to go back. So yeah, that's the way it goes. All right, let me come back to me. Oh, that lighting's not too bad. All right, I'll turn that off. And now I'm going to go over here. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you. Let me see. Kids, review. I'm sorry, just going over these messages. Yeah, I do not know why she's crying. Come on, maybe she just wants the door open. Sometimes she likes the door open. And, I have a security screen so I can keep my door open. And then, even though it's really hot, want to look out the door? Come on. Whatever. She knows an answer. You know, sometimes they answer. No, they don't. Okay. So, how do I push this? Can I go down? Okay. All right. So here is. This is my. I'll show you my living room. How exciting! All right. Here's my living room. I'm very excited about the lights up there. Look how nice that is. All right. Those are my bookshelves. Look, there's my late husband's ashes and his dog's ashes next to him. This is where I usually make my videos. And there's like a little stand right there. There's my TV. It's been on one time this whole calendar year. And I just moved here a few months ago. Here's my couch. It's my $3,000 leather couch that I bought at a consignment store for $100. And this is where I used to sleep before I got my $1,400 mattress. Because I have a bad back too, because why not? So anyway, I'm going to set this up and do some filming in here. And it's really hard to do this kind of thing with one hand. So lovely, lovely people. I so appreciate those thumbs ups. Thank you for being here. And I'll be doing a live stream in a bit. And I will full on complain about my substitute teaching experience. If you're interested in that, just closing up some doors. My apartment's really cool. It has one whole wall, and the wall all the way to the end of the apartment, don't look at the mess, is all closet. It's all storage. So like here's my washer and dryer. I have ADHD, so this is the third time that these sheets are being washed because I keep forgetting to put them in the dryer. And so I'm just closing all these doors because they're just open. So, all right. Thank you for being here. Please, if you're interested, you can watch later on for my, what was I talking about? What is edema? Oh, all right, we got a question. Edema is when you are retaining water. And it is because it could be for a number of reasons. It could be because your heart is weak, which my heart is weak. And this is a family problem. I have 4 siblings, and so far I think I'm the only one who has it. I'm also the youngest. And it is, your heart is too weak to pump the fluid up. And that is a sign that you have hypertension. And then it can get progressively worse and worse to the point where the water will actually come out of your legs. Oh my God, I stepped on my cat slightly. I'm sorry, are you okay? All right. Which is what happened with my mom. My mom was very lazy. Oh, no, surgery is not required for edema. Edema is health style choices, so stop eating so much processed food. Get your blood pressure under control. Processed food, I should go backwards, is usually full of sodium because what makes food taste good? Salt, fat, sugar. Have you ever had salt-free dairy products? Oh, gross. Have you ever had like tuna fish without salt on it? It's really hard. So the surgery for the edema would be on your heart, and that's usually what's causing the edema. So you can have what I would call, and I'm not a doctor, I just think that I am, like transient edema is that bloated feeling you get when you eat too much sodium. You know, you pigged out on like you ate a whole bag of something with a lot of sodium. Edema is often confused with lymphedema, which is when you have a buildup of your your lymphatic fluids. That is a whole different thing, has nothing to do with your heart. That has to do with your lymphatic system, and it's incredibly difficult to treat. And you'll see people who have either both legs, one leg, might be extremely big, and it just looks like fat, and that's just all fluid. So Yeah. It is horrible. It's horrible. And you can get lymphedema. I know this for a fact. When my husband was being diagnosed with cancer, he had two different kinds of cancer. So one of his cancers was malignant melanoma, and it was in the middle of his back. And they took out a lymph node, one lymph node from each armpit, and his arms swelled up. And they said they could either be permanent because they're uh, not damn, they are they're disrupting the lymphatic system by removing one of the nodes. Luckily, his arms did not swell up because that just would have added to his already complicated medical situation. Uh, oh yeah, your dad had yeah. My husband's melanoma was about as big as my pinky nail, and it was Clark's level 4. And they didn't just scrape all the margins, they did a massive surgery where he had a central line put in because his melanoma was also just conveniently, my poor husband, he has since passed away, but not from melanoma, from brain cancer, from two different cancers. But his melanoma was on the opposite side of his heart. So he had, uh, so Clark's level 4 is like the worst level. And they told him he had like the 50-50 chance to make it to 5 years. And his was, it's 3-dimensional. It's not just the outside of the skin, it's going down in deep. And he had facial quality skin. So a Clark's level 4 on him would not necessarily be a Clark's level 4 on somebody else. He just had really thin, fine skin on his back. And then he conveniently, luckily, had some fat because of the tumor was going into the fat, and it didn't get into the muscle. They had wanted to do a skin graft for him, so they took off one of his nevuses, which was like this big. And I can't show you my hand because I'm holding something, but it was really big. And he lost so much weight from just the stress of being diagnosed that they didn't have to do a skin graft. So his scar could have looked better, but it was like he had a flat surface for his back and then a definite dip. Like you could see it if he wore a shirt and was just walking around, you could see that it went in quite a bit. And yeah, that was pretty stressful. That was stressful. Yeah, it's all about the margins. It's all about the margins. And men are more likely to be diagnosed if they're married, because that's how I found it. Who looks at their back? Nobody looks at, right? So I know that if I ever get a melanoma that's like a melanoma, oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's rough, man. Has he had another melanoma? My husband had dysplastic nevus syndrome, which means that his first finger stitches, yes. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. And that means your mole is more likely to turn cancerous. And if your mole is bigger than the head of, not the head, a pencil eraser, it's just more likely that it can turn cancerous. So my husband had, because we used to letter them like removal A, B, C. We got up into the double digits. And in fact, when he died, he had a melanoma growing down the outside of his left foot that was like a Clark's level 2. That was on his autopsy that I missed. Because I was the one who was always like, take that off, take that off, take that off. And I was right probably 80% of the time. Had he not been married, yeah, the one on the back is usually the worst because our generation was in the sun a lot. And it only takes one time to get a severe burn. And your skin peeling when you get a burn is your body saying, get off all this damaged skin really fast. That's why your skin will peel after a burn. But it's the cumulative effect of the sun. So if you're my age, so I'm 60, and sunscreen wasn't really invented until like the mid-80s, I think. We used to put oil on and go out and get suntan on purpose because that was a sign that you had money that you could go on vacation to someplace nice. So yeah, the men have it a lot on their back just from doing yard work and stuff. And yeah, yeah, I know that if I got a melanoma like on my forearm and it was bad, I would just be like cut that off because sometimes you can't get all the margins. So like when he had brain cancer, how are you going to take the margins? His brain cancer was 5 centimeters. So that's a big tumor. I do have Cash App. I do have Cash App. Sometimes people say they're gonna send me no. They don't say they're gonna Cash App me. They say they're gonna send me a check, and I'm gonna cash it. And I'm gonna send them half of it. That's a scam. I do have Cash App, and I do have Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, but I have not had time to put cup of coffee is really to sell products. Or you could just buy me a cup of coffee. But I haven't learned yet how to put that like as a little streamer or something. So yeah. Yeah. I am a teacher. Yeah. Well, I was a teacher. So yeah, wait. Oh, okay. So I'll just finish. So with the brain cancer, he had a very large tumor. So 5 centimeters, 2 inches, like a small, like a lemon, like that big. That's big, man. You think your brain is huge. Your brain is not that big. Can't do acceptable margins. They would have taken out his whole left hemisphere. So, and that was an option when his cancer came back. They said, well, if you wanted to live longer, we could just do a hemispherectomy. And I was like, no, that's okay. No, please don't do that. I'm not that mean that I want him to live an extra 2 weeks. Let's take out. I'm being tested to see if I can ever. Oh my God! What? Sorry. What are you being tested for brain surgery for? If you would like to share, you do not have to. Because, yeah, that's some scary crap, man. My husband had his surgery at Barrows Neurological Institute, which is why we live in Phoenix. And after we moved here, we found out that actually Cleveland Clinic, where we lived, was #1 in the world. Oh, for epilepsy. Okay. Wow, you got some brittle bone disease. Wow, that's hard. That's pretty stressful. Oh my God. Is that what that's called? Osteogenesis imperfecta. Fifth time. Oh, from break. Yeah. I'm sorry. You live a life full of challenges, but you seem, I don't know, from this brief interaction, you seem like you're doing okay. So that's good. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough, man. Yeah, my husband was having so many seizures, and he was having complex partial, which is where it's the staring kind. He went in to be diagnosed for surgery also to treat his epilepsy, and this was a direct result of the brain surgery, where you're almost guaranteed with his tumor type, which was an oligodendroglioma, to have seizures. So he went in and they determined that he did not have seizures. He was having pseudo seizures, which is a psychiatric condition. So then they weaned him off all his anti-epileptic. We still think, or I still think because he is deceased, that he still had epileptic seizures because he could have them in his sleep. In addition to his pseudo seizures. So he was very, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please shove, if you ever, I don't know what that is. Please say something nice on here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, your son's a bodybuilder. That's nice. I used to be a bodybuilder, and now I'm this. Look. That's all right. It's all right. You know what? You got to learn to accept who you are, and it's just hard when you are like, oh, you do have yours in your sleep. Yeah, I used to wear. It's weird to say to people, yeah, I miss being woken up on my hair being roughly pulled. I used to have long hair. My husband liked long hair. And I would wake up because he would be playing with my hair and have a seizure, and then it would just be like the death grip for like a minute. And I couldn't do anything. He's having a seizure. And then when he was done, then he would be very confused. And it was, yeah. So, oh, yeah. Oh, wow. That's, yeah. All right. Well, I hope maybe, I don't know, hope maybe they'll find that you don't need to have surgery. I don't know. Epilepsy's so hard. It's so hard because who knows what part of your brain is shooting them off. So what they did then was they treated him with Clonopin. No, not Clonopin. With Clonopin. I don't know. It's in the yeah, Clonopin. It's in the um, anti-anxiety class of drugs. Oh my god. Yeah, because you had the challenge with brittle bone because you could literally break your back sneezing. You could, I mean, that must be really hard because I know I don't know if you get the startle reflex when you come out of the seizure, but that must be, that could probably cause a break too. That's so sad. I'm sorry. I'm not saying sad. It's just, it is kind of sad. I'm sorry. I don't have pity for you. I have empathy for you. Okay. It's a challenge. It's a challenge to live like that. Yeah, he used to take Keppra. Exactly. And the doctor was like, that's a very potent drug that if you don't need to take, you should not be on. And so they had to wean him off that. He had a detox in the hospital for a couple of days because he was on a couple different anti-seizures. And then they just treated him with anti-anxiety. And then now, in hindsight, it was hard as his caregiver because he was not able to work. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel it's this condition is sad because it is so challenging, but I don't feel pity for you or sadness for you. It is a challenge, and I think you're doing a fantastic job. Look, you're working and stuff. Some people would have a pity party. So thumbs up to you. Good job. You know what? You got to live with what you've got, and if it gets taken away or worse, then you just have to kind of adjust. So good. I'm happy that you are being successful with that, because it would be very easy to fall into a depression and not be able to pull yourself out. So, but it's like if you had a baby that was born with it, you'd be like, oh, that's sad. That's what I'm saying. Do you understand? I think you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, some drugs. My husband was pretty even tempered, but before his surgery and after surgery, he was different, but he was still very, very sweet. And I'm happy he didn't have something with his frontal lobe, which really affects your personality. But yeah, so I feel, as his caregiver for pseudo seizures, which is like anxiety attack to panic attack to right into a seizure. Like the panic, you would just blow right through that really fast. I'm gesturing with my hands too fast. But I could, if I felt like he was being stressed, I could talk to him and pull him and get him to not have the seizure. But it was hard because I was working full time and he was not. So I wasn't always there with him. So, yeah. So, yeah. Life is it's quite challenging. It's like when you see people who are all nice and healthy, it's like, enjoy that now. Life is very precarious. You never know what's going to happen or what things in your family history are going to pop up that might not hit you until you're older. You're not always just born with stuff and then that's it. Life sometimes just keeps dealing you some difficult situations, and it's a challenge to not let that get to you. So yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people who get disability that probably shouldn't be on it, because they're like, oh, then I don't have to work if I could just prove disability. It's like, man, I probably could be on disability, but I'm not because I don't want to give up that early, right? But yeah, so yeah, wow, we got off on a tangent there from from the. I'm just going back through the messages. I don't know if you guys can see the messages on here. Under some my dad's when I was. Oh, a nurse. Oh, your nurse caught your dad's cancer. That was good. I was in the pediatrician's office with our with our kids one day, and I saw a video about melanoma, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's exactly what's on my husband's back." And I had told him, I said, "You know, this mole looks funny," and he refused to go to the doctor. He was country folk. He was raised in the country, and not quite on a farm, but in that kind of situation. And those are some hardy people that don't like going to the doctor. But I tricked him. I won't tell you the whole story, but I tricked him to going into the doctor. And the doctor's look on his face when he saw the melanoma on his back was like, and then we went directly from the pediatrician's office to a dermatologist. It was late in the day. It was like 5 o'clock. And she immediately did a cookie punch. And then she told him as we were leaving, "Mr. Huffman, make sure you're eating a lot of mashed potatoes and meat and stuff." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm on a diet," because my husband was a little bit overweight. He was always about 30, 40 pounds overweight. He's a big guy and big muscular guy. And he didn't understand, but I totally understood what she was saying. She was like, "Man, you got to keep some fat on because this is really bad. This is really bad what's happening to you. You need to keep some fat on you because that fat will come back to help you if you are struggling." Because cancer consumes a lot more calories than regular cells, and that's why people with cancer lose weight so fast. It's the cancer eating up all your calories. That's how you know when someone's bad. When they look like they're really gaunt, that's how you know their cancer is really bad. And a lot of cancer is inside. So, that's why they were testing his lymph nodes to see if it had spread. And the lymph node that they tested said it had not. But you never know. You never know. Could have come back. But he did make it to 5 years, but then it was to 7 years. 2 years later, he was diagnosed with brain cancer. That's a whole nother story. And no, it wasn't melanoma to the brain. Like I said, it was an oligodendroglioma, and then it kind of morphed into a glioblastoma multiforme, which is very aggressive. So, yeah. Well, that was interesting. Okay, well, man, this was a cool conversation. It's interesting, when you see people just out walking around living their life, you tend to think, especially if they're put together, like if they're at work working, you're like, "Yeah, look at that person has a job and everything." And I'm, I can barely make it out of my house sometimes. And then, you never know what is motivating people. You never know just from looking at someone how difficult their life might be or how challenging their life has been or what they've been through. And that's why we should try and be nicer to each other, because you never know. There's very few people walking around that have lived a perfectly charmed life where nothing wrong has ever happened, nothing bad has ever happened to them. So thank you. I really enjoyed talking to you. AEL677. I cannot see your little face, but okay. I'll look at it later. So, all right. Well, now I'm sitting in my rocking chair, as you can tell, and I have my legs crossed, which I shouldn't do because it makes my back hurt. So I think I'm going to go now. And I feel bad when I leave. It looks like someone's watching. I feel like a bad hostess. Oh, good. Someone left. Says nobody's here. I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. Yeah. All right. I'm assuming nobody's here, so I'm going to push this little button and close out. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you.